It's like whatever the algorithm says I should think, how it says I should talk, and how it says I should act, I will. It used to be that, if you had a certain lingo, it was usually a byproduct of your social circle or your town or your community or the people you worked with. But now that has been expanded globally. So now you have an entire species that all acts as one, and it's so boring and so hollow. There's so much less uniqueness, not only in just the way people act and their characteristics, but also in, the music that's produced, the movies that are created. There's very little attempt at going against the grain or blazing a new trail, because everybody has been told to game the algorithm because that is what rewards you. So people are going to take the path of least resistance, They're going to go with whatever offers the easiest access to a reward. And so you're rewarded for, talking the same way, thinking the same way, producing the same content. And what a snore fest, Like, how many fucking guys are walking around right now looking like a piece of produce in the grocery store? These fucking broccoli heads. Everyone is so generic. No one is like, hey, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't, suck on this robot cigarette every single goddamn day. And maybe I shouldn't, do this for 9 hours a day. Maybe I should kind of develop my own patterns of speech and my own style and have my own take on things. Oh, God. I mean, what a mind-blowing concept. There's no inclination. And the internet has exacerbated this amalgamation of people. It's taken it and intensified it to the point where it's like, what a hollow world. And the people that do distinguish themselves often don't distinguish themselves for the right reasons. Like guys like fucking Jake Paul, losers, Jack Doherty, skid marks. These are the guys in the modern day and age who get the spotlight, even though they're devoid of morality or equality of character. They're hollowed out shells, just, algorithm machines producing content for maximum engagement. These are the kind of people that distinguish themselves now, not skilled authors or talented musicians. Yeah, sure, athletes still do to some extent, but they're not allowed to talk, in any sort of independent way. And if they stand out, it's, they're hit with backlash. They got to have rainbow tape on their stick, and they must respect women's hockey, and they have to hate Trump, and all these things. So even those guys are pigeonholed into a lack of individuality by the cog, by the machine. And so even the people that are blazing their own trail, to some respect, they're not the right types of people. And I just wonder, where do we go from here? Like, where are the characters? Where are the guys with, we all like a character, a guy who kind of has his own mannerisms, his own speaking style. Maybe he's a little bit eccentric, or people don't really know how to take him, but like, where are the characters now? Usually they're the older guys, honestly, because the young guys are, indoctrinated by this. Unless, most of them are captured by their screens, by the algorithm, by the TikTok world, by the fucking feed, and unless they're exceptional or unique in some way, you're going to have a really hard time finding that. So, in my experience, the only guys that have any semblance of individuality in their character are the ones that grew up without a screen. It's unfortunate, but in my opinion, that is the consequence of the mass adoption of technology and social media. There are consequences to things. And so we just have these boring, snooze fest, uninteresting, shallow, brain dead people incapable of thought and critical reasoning. And whatever is spoon-fed to them, they believe, without dissecting anything. TikTok says this is bad. Okay, now it's bad. No peeling the layers back or discerning the data or anything, right? Or taking, steel manning or straw manning, none of that. It's like, oh, okay, that's how it is now. It's like you have to look harder for the diamond in the rough than you ever did, because there's just so much rough. And yeah, how uninteresting, Oh, I'm socially awkward, and I like my mango vape juice, and I just like to play video games, and Andrew Tate says all women suck, and I mean, all these fucking automatons think the same. Get a thought. Formulate one for yourself that isn't based on some sort of sick, algorithmic, hollowed out sentiment, or whatever your fucking ChatGPT bot says to you. In my experience, contrarianism pays, it rewards you. And if the blob is all going in one direction, usually the one that is favorable for the individual is the other way.